I'm Chelsea.
Hi, I'm Amber John.
And today, in our chit-chat, we are going to be talking about gossip and trash talking. Now, in society, this has become a really huge deal, especially in middle schools.
Middle school, like, girls in particular. Yeah. And, like, just girls, I mean, you can look at any, like, group of women or girls, and you'll see that it's huge. Mm-hmm. I mean, whether it's saying, you know, oh, I don't think that girl should be wearing that outfit. It looks really unflattering. It makes her look, you know, fat or too skinny or whatever. You know, or whether it's, you know, going up to that person and saying, I think you're ugly. It's huge, and it's very prominent in our society.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's not only in middle school and high school. It carries on to adulthood, and it also goes back down to grade school, and it's actually becoming a lot more popular in grade school than it should be.
That's true.
And so in society, it's become such a huge deal that it's become out of hand and uncontrollable, and we need to find a way to stop it and to control it. And so we are always like looking at people like they're books. On the outside, we only think about what we see on the outside because it's what we can see. And there's actually a quote that says, "Close your eyes because what you can feel with the heart is more important than what you can see with your eyes." And
actually,
so,
cool. Who's that by?
I have no idea. I think it's anonymous. So
that's cool.
Yeah, but that's how we should be viewing each other. And when we're not viewing each other that way, it's not good. And I actually kind of have a personal experience.
Sure.
Yeah. So there was this girl who decided that instead of being nice to me, because really in the end all she wanted to do is be my friend, she wanted to put me down. And she kept putting me down and saying negative things behind my back to other people. And yeah. I had no idea why. This was kind of my first big, real, like, trash talk scenario.
Experience.
Yeah. And it was just mean and hurtful, and I had no idea why it was going on because, I mean, I had been nothing but nice to her. And as it turns out, she's a really great person and just really was hurting and wanted to hurt me because she was
wanted
hurting.
to kind of, like, make herself feel better.
Yeah. And so that's my experience.
I definitely have, like, a lot of experiences with that. I mean, when I was younger, like, in really, really early, like, late grade school, like, early middle school, I mean, I had this huge group of girls, and, like, every day, I mean, you know that look that you kind of feel when you know that somebody's just been talking about you? Like, you kind of see that, and it's not like they try to conceal it, because, you know, you walk up to them and suddenly they're all quiet, and so it's kind of obvious and out there. And so, I mean, I had that, like, every day. It was horrible, and they would send me these really cruel notes, too. And, I mean, it was really hard to kind of, like, make through it. And, I mean, I've always had a lot of problems. In, like, middle school, I would have a lot of, like, body issues because, you know, girls would come up to me, either, you know, say it, like, indirectly, or say it behind my back, or say it to my face, that, you know, they thought that I was fat. And I've had a lot of issues with that. But I don't think that that's really necessary. I don't think it's necessary to try to hurt others to make yourself feel better. And, I mean, I think that's one of the things that insecure girls tend to do. Because looking back, I saw that they were actually, because I found that a lot of girls tend to do that because they might be, like, jealous of, like, male attention or something. And, I mean, I don't want to, like, seem like I'm bragging. I had a lot of guy friends. So they might have interpreted that in that sort of way. And so, I mean, looking back, I noticed that they were not in a good place mentally. They were really insecure. And I don't know, I feel like it hurt a lot more people than it helped. Because I think a lot of girls do that thinking, they might not even think this consciously, but they might be thinking, you know, subconsciously, that if I say this about this one girl, if I say this about this one guy, if I say this about anybody, it's going to make me feel better because, I'm not them, so it sucks for them. And I don't really like that point of view because life isn't the Hunger Games. We don't need to, metaphorically kill people to put ourselves up. We don't need to do that. It's not necessary. There are other ways to, build your confidence. And honestly, I mean, it hurts a lot more people than it helps. And I don't think it helps any people. It doesn't at all.
No.
So I think that when you're just thinking about people, I mean, try to think about them in a more positive way. I mean, I know I challenge myself to give at least 5 compliments to people I barely know each day. And that actually makes, like, a huge difference on how you not only see others, but how you see yourselves. Because if you're looking at the positives instead of the negatives, you'll find that there's a lot less negatives and a lot more positives. Because that's what you're looking for. And the sun is bothering me. It's bothering me so much. Because it's, like, covering my face, and so it looks like, it looks really awkward. So, sorry, that's totally off topic.
Yeah.
But, oh well. You guys like it. So, anyway. So, I just feel that if we come together and stop, like, fighting each other, stop trying to hurt each other, I feel that we could help a lot of people and stop a lot of people from forming eating disorders, from having depression. Because, let's face it, I mean, you could, if you've ever, like, bullied someone, or if you've ever even just talked about someone behind their back, they hear that. I mean, they're not oblivious. I mean, I know that I wasn't. I don't think that you were.
And you either respond positively or negatively. You can either take what they said and help realize that it's not true and realize that that's not real and that they're just being mean, or you can take it negatively and act out against yourself or act out against others, and that's not what we want. That's what a lot of people do.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of people like to say, oh, I think I'm pretty, I love myself, I'm confident, but really, I think it's shown a lot more in your actions than your words, because, I mean, you can say something as much as you want, that doesn't mean it's true, and if you kind of have to read between the lines, if you're going around telling everybody that they're ugly, that they're fat, that they've got, a pizza face, then you're the only one who's losing out. Yeah. I mean, obviously they're going to be hurt by that, but ultimately they're probably going to be in a better place than you. And I think you kind of have to think about that, because I believe that there's like 2 things that you could do when you get bullied, when you get talked about, when you have like really bad experiences like that. You can either use that to make you stronger, or you could let it just tear you apart. And I think it almost comes in cycles too. Like at first, it's kind of like that, like disbelief, like, oh no, this doesn't seem right, this can't be happening to me. And then it kind of, as time goes on, you start to feel like a peace about it. And you start to feel that, okay, so it doesn't really matter what other people say. This is how I view myself. And there are some people, like my family, my friends, people that I know that think that I'm awesome, so I'm going to think that I'm awesome too. Yeah. You actually have to make like a conscious decision about that. So anyway, what are your views on this? What do you got to say?
Well, bullying definitely affects the person, and no matter whether it's positively or negatively, like we said before. And I definitely think that there is a way that it can be stopped in schools. I think that one person starts by saying something, and it kind of spreads around, and it kind of gets everything rehashed and restarted, and it can be resolved, but then somebody else says something, and it's like all the drama recoils and just restarts. And I think that if people can actually, like, well, there goes their paper. Okay. I think that if people can actually realize that, actually, like, think before they speak is more of a better way to put this. If they think about what their words will, like, affect, like, how they will affect the person, actions.
Like the impact.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of the bullying in the schools can just be stopped, because that's usually where it occurs. most.
And obviously, when we're talking about bullying, we're mostly talking about like girl to girl.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I've never heard. I have heard, but it's very rarely when I've heard a guy talking about how he thinks another guy's pants make his butt look big. I've never.
Usually with guys, it's just joking.
It's
like,
just joking.
They're not really intentionally.
Guys
doing
don't tend to take it as personally, but girls, they not only do they take it more personally, but they mean it more personally.
Yeah.
And so I think that we should just stop that. We should stop the spread of it. If you hear something about somebody else, it doesn't matter if it's your best friend or honestly like a person you hate. Just don't participate in it.
Yeah, no.
I mean, that makes a huge difference in how not only that person thinks of you, and how other people think of you as well.
Yeah. And even if you think that like telling the person that what you heard is gonna help, it's not gonna help.
It's not gonna help.
Don't try to be like a defensive mid person. Don't try to help your friend by telling her it's gonna. Tell her it's gonna be okay if she hears it. But don't be like, oh, I just heard that she said this about you, because that makes it worse. And don't go to the bully and be asking, like, why did you do this? Don't do that again, because that can also make it worse. So the best thing to do is just to stay out of it and just to be a comfort to your friend if the time is...
Our video is getting really long.
Do we want to... long.
What do we want to do?
I think we're done. I think we should close. Okay.
So, anyway, this video is cut a little bit short, which is ironic because it's actually really long.
Yeah.
But we had more to talk about, so maybe we'll do a part two later. A part two to our chit-chat. Chit-chat. And so
Okay. Yeah.
And so we'll definitely do that later. And thank you guys for watching this insanely long
you.
video. We love you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Mwah! Bye.
Bye.